Modern enterprise security extends beyond traditional network boundaries to include distributed cloud platforms, virtualized infrastructure, mobile devices, wireless communications, and billions of interconnected Internet of Things, IoT devices. Protecting these environments requires strong cryptographic trust models, secure virtualization architectures, and comprehensive endpoint governance. Within the CISA framework, public key infrastructure, PKI, cloud and virtualized environments, and mobile, wireless, and IoT security represent essential components of enterprise cybersecurity and information asset protection. Public key infrastructure, PKI. A public key infrastructure, PKI, is a framework of technologies, policies, and procedures that manages digital certificates and public key cryptography to establish trusted electronic communications. PKI enables authentication, confidentiality, integrity, and non-repudiation across enterprise systems by supporting secure encryption and digital signatures. Public key cryptography uses mathematically related public and private keys. The public key may be freely distributed, while the private key remains confidential to its owner. Because asymmetric encryption requires significantly greater computational resources than symmetric encryption, many secure communication protocols utilize hybrid cryptography, where symmetric session keys encrypt data while asymmetric cryptography securely exchanges those keys through digital envelopes. The PKI provides centralized management of cryptographic identities through several key components. Digital certificates containing a public key and identity information. Certificate authorities, CA, which issue and digitally sign certificates. Registration authorities, RA, which verify identities before certificate issuance. Certificate revocation lists, CRL, identifying certificates revoked before expiration. Certification practice statements, CPS, documenting certificate issuance and management practices. The PKI infrastructure allows users and systems to verify digital identities while establishing encrypted communications without pre-sharing secret keys. Digital certificates typically include the subject name, organization, email address, public key, validity period, issuer information, and digital signature of the issuing certificate authority. Equally important is key management, which governs the generation, storage, distribution, rotation, backup, archival, revocation, and destruction of encryption keys. Poor key management can compromise even the strongest cryptographic algorithms. In conclusion, auditors evaluate certificate lifecycle management, CA governance, private key protection, revocation mechanisms, key management procedures, and cryptographic policy compliance. Cloud and virtualized environments. Cloud computing and virtualization have fundamentally transformed enterprise IT by providing scalable computing resources while reducing infrastructure costs and increasing operational flexibility. However, these technologies introduce new governance and security challenges requiring careful management. Cloud service models include software as a service, SaaS, platform as a service, PaaS, infrastructure as a service, IaaS. In IaaS environments, organizations remain responsible for designing network architecture, security architecture, operating systems, and virtual security controls, even though physical infrastructure is managed by the cloud provider. Cloud governance should address access control environment segregation physical security privacy protection regulatory compliance legal jurisdiction availability auditability. Organizations must clearly understand the shared responsibility model, where cloud providers secure the underlying infrastructure while customers remain responsible for securing operating systems, applications, identities, data, and configurations deployed within the cloud environment. Virtualization provides the technological foundation for most cloud services by allowing multiple virtual machines, VMs, to operate independently on shared physical hardware through a hypervisor. Resource allocation, isolation, and hardware abstraction improve utilization while supporting scalability and disaster recovery. Security considerations for virtualized environments include hypervisor security administrative access control resource allocation logging and monitoring configuration hardening vulnerability management VM isolation secure snapshot management. Virtualization isolates guest operating systems from one another while enabling efficient sharing of physical resources. Organizations should continuously monitor hypervisors and apply security patches to minimize exposure to emerging vulnerabilities. IS auditors evaluate cloud governance, shared responsibility assignments, tenant isolation, identity management, encryption, logging, and virtual infrastructure controls to determine whether cloud deployments adequately protect enterprise information assets. Mobile, wireless, and Internet of Things, IoT devices. Mobile computing and IoT technologies significantly increase organizational productivity but also expand the enterprise attack surface. Smartphones, tablets, wireless sensors, industrial controllers, wearable devices, and connected appliances frequently process sensitive information while operating outside traditional security perimeters. Many organizations support bring your own device (BYOD) environments, where employee-owned smartphones and tablets access corporate resources. To manage associated risks, organizations commonly implement authentication policies, device encryption, remote wipe capability, download restrictions, mobile device management (MDM), restricted administrative privileges. These controls help protect organizational information stored on employee devices while reducing the impact of device theft or loss. Wireless networks require additional protection because radio transmissions can be intercepted outside organizational facilities. Defense in-depth controls include strong authentication, encryption, secure configuration, reduced signal leakage, and continuous monitoring to prevent unauthorized access and eavesdropping. The rapid growth of Internet of Things (IoT) devices introduces additional security challenges due to limited computing resources, default credentials, weak update mechanisms, and inconsistent security standards. IoT security programs should emphasize device inventory management, strong authentication networks, segmentation, secure firmware updates, vulnerability management, continuous monitoring, encryption, secure device lifecycle management. In conclusion, PKI, cloud and virtualized environments, and mobile, wireless, and IoT security collectively establish the trust architecture and technical controls necessary to protect modern digital enterprises. Effective governance of these technologies strengthens authentication, confidentiality, infrastructure resilience, and regulatory compliance while reducing cybersecurity risk across increasingly distributed and interconnected computing environments.